What's going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez. I am back. You are back. We are back together for another day, for another player prop talk, another NBA player prop talk. Today is Friday, February 23rd, 2024. As always, I hope this content finds you doing well and in good spirits. We got a pretty packed show here. We're going over turds of the day, plays of the day, injury news, building out a six-pick flex, taking your questions, breaking everything down on props.cash, doing a little bit of everything, going to do it with a smile and positive vibes. How's everybody doing this Friday morning? Good morning, Carrie. Good morning, Gilbert. What is going on? Everybody's all on the money train right now. Let's cash this Friday. Easy money Friday. You name it. Let's do it. Started on time this morning. I'm usually 9:01, 9:02, 9:0210 with my start time, but right on cue, 9 a.m. start time. Get up super early, get all the prep work done, and then last minute, something always keeps me from starting right on time. So here we are, 9:04. We are 3 minutes in. Hitting that like button on your way in truly means a ton, helping this channel get bigger every single day. We'll wait for a few more people to join the stream so we can get into the show. I know for a fact we got some turds to talk about from yesterday. First day back. First day playing NBA after the break, and a lot was different rotations, different minutes, players not getting full run, just kind of weirdness yesterday. Hopefully today is a little bit better. Hopefully we don't see as many blowouts or lopsided games, because those kill upside in a heartbeat. So I tell you what, let's just get right to it. As I mentioned yesterday, we should always feel good waking up. 10% people don't wake up every single day in the United States. 10% of the people do not wake up. So hashtag bless. We made it to another day. I usually don't go this route. I usually don't get all emotional and deep, but that stat really stood out to me. So it really just illuminates the whole be thankful for your day and all that good stuff. So even better waking up now, having read that stat, and you're spending some moments with me on the channel. So I really appreciate you taking time out of your morning to chill with me, talking some NBA player props. All right, I'm ready to get into some turds of the day, man. Like, let's just I couldn't figure out the graphics with this one. I would have loved to just toss Walker Kessler right into this toilet, but just a lot of stuff on the back end. But imagine Walker Kessler being thrown into this toilet. He is my turd of the day. Got, I think, 12 minutes of playing time yesterday. It was bad. It was really bad. Honestly, had I seen that minutes restriction coming, I definitely wouldn't have played him. I wouldn't have talked him up. Yeah, he played 17 minutes yesterday, 2 points, 2 rebounds, got outplayed heavily by Taylor Hendricks, who played 26 minutes. That's their only other big outside of John Collins. I mean, that's it. He's now behind Taylor Hendricks. So that was not an ideal play, and it sucked because we had a nice game from Mo Wagner. Mo Wagner came through with 10 points. He hit it in the second quarter, first half cash. So you could have played his first half props as well, but he comes through, and Walker Kessler, all he needed to do was show up and give us 10 points and couldn't get it done. Pretty disappointing. What do y'all got for turds of the day? What's going on? What's going on, Dirty Larry? What is going on? Big Icy, good morning. JR, good morning. Says, Laurie Markkinen, turd of the day. Killed my six man. We looked at that game log. We liked his position, bounce back spot against the Hornets. Are the Hornets just better? Are they playing better? Are they like motivated now? Like, what's going on with these teams that like traditionally suck and all of a sudden they're playing harder? The Wizards. Yes, I know the Wizards got beat by 20, but they kept it pretty damn close going into the, late third, early fourth. So, we're seeing these teams play a little tougher, a little harder. We're not seeing the opposition just roll over them, which kind of throws off the slips a little bit. Beantown, Big Icy. Yeah, I got my green hat, green shirt, Green Friday. Trying to get the Green Friday. I lived in Boston for about 3 years. I lived in Boston from 2018 to mid 2021. Coming from Texas, coming from California, it was a big culture shock going up to the Northeast. I think anywhere in the Northeast is a culture shock if you're coming from the South. Let's get this bread. I agree. Ramo, what's going on? Good morning. Turd of the day, KD, Kerry Young. I thought about you when I was looking at that box score because we were looking at that on Tuesday and talked about how it was going to get bumped, and it actually did get bumped up, and it didn't even need to get bumped up because he didn't hit his PRA. So finishes with 30 PRA. And what was a pretty close game. I mean, 10-point game. I know that's a big gap in final score, but that's definitely not a blowout. And Booker went off for 35 points. So that's what happens when Book drops nearly 40. Everybody else kind of takes a back seat. They're in spectator mode. I mean, you had Eric Gordon give you 16 points. He's the third highest scorer behind KD and Book. Weird game. Just a weird game. What's going on, Jim the Judge? Good morning to you. Salute. Blessings to you. Franz Wagner. What did you have for Franz? Finished with 22 PRA. We talked about how he ended the first half of the season going into the break, kind of on a downward trend or whatever, and it continued into the first game of the the new NBA season. We'll call it the new year. You had Banchero not go over assists, so that's interesting. The wagon is completely done there. Maybe we'll get his assist under 5 next game. We can jump on the over. But Banchero had a terrible shooting night, 4-15 from the field. Someone wanted to look at his points the other day, and it didn't really look all that good. Hope he didn't play his points. Magic won, though. Magic won. So that's all they care about. As long as they get the win. I don't think they care about our slips as much as we care about our slips. DF the God, what is going on? Good morning. 6-0, what is going on? Good morning. He went under on points and assists. Only had 18. Yeah. Franz has been not sure if he's ill or what's going on. 6-0 says NBA is just all trash. Fuck. Yesterday we talked about we're so happy to be back. I said I'm ready to get hurt again. I'm ready to get my heart broken again. It didn't take very long. It did not take very long for that to happen, but that is the case in the NBA. That is how it rolls. Today will be a better day, no doubt. Let's get into some injury news for today, February 23rd, 2024. Not a whole lot going on in terms of injury news. I'm sure this one will change at some point. You got Okongwu, who is out, Rozier out, Richardson out, Scoot Henderson is out. So keep your eye on Miami because you got Tyler Hero, who's questionable as well, but you got some depth in the backcourt in Miami already ruled out in Rozier. Rozier's a starter, but you got depth in Richardson. So without those two guys, and if Hero doesn't play, it opens up tons of minutes for guys like Martin. I almost said Strus. I'm so used to having Strus in Miami. This opens up minutes for some backups, or maybe you look to the starters to carry the shoulder most of the weight in this game versus New Orleans. But Hero is questionable. Jabari Walker, Jake LaRavia, and then Jaren Jackson Jr. is probable. So not a very big list of names here, but definitely keep your eyes out because injury news changes in a heartbeat. I saw earlier today, Rui Hachimura's PRA was really popping for the over, and I couldn't figure out why because I had to actually I had to actually check out the Lakers beat writer, and Darvin Ham says he expects LeBron to play today. The only reason I would see Rui's numbers popping so hard is if somebody were sitting out. So I don't know what's going on there, but he did not have a great game yesterday. I don't think he had a great game, a good game against the Warriors yesterday. That game got out of hand pretty quick in the second half. It was pretty close in the first half, and then they just pulled away. Yeah, Rui finished with 8-4-1, so 13 PRA. Not a good game at all. So not sure what's going on in LA, but that's what's up. Let's see. Infamous Mel, what is going on? Good morning to you. my Lucha Libre mask. It's in the back right there. Yeah. Felt festive for Friday. Thought I'd throw it on. I thought about doing the show in the mask. Just taking a picture with it on. It's I don't know how I'm pretty sure these wrestlers get them specially made. Thinner material because it's hard to breathe in that thing. I can't imagine just walking down the street, let alone jumping off the top of rope and doing all that in the ring. That's a tough gig. Yeah, let's JR says AD was sick last night, couldn't even talk. Okay, so that makes sense. So we might just take a look at Rui today. And that makes sense. If nothing is official in LA with Anthony Davis, he's not even on the injury report. So if you want to get a head start, if you want to get a jump on what could be some big news coming out of LA, we could take a look at Rui. I had Davis and D'Angelo or Austin Reeves fantasy score in one slip. Thought it'd be a good game, and it looked like it was trending to the over, and the Warriors just really pulled away in the third quarter and fourth quarter. So that slip sucked, but not a bad night overall. 25x yesterday, played a slip, took all the plays off the Odd Shopper Pick'ems table. If you are in the Discord, I posted that slip in the Discord. 25x, all unders, played all unders. Only put $5 on it, but still, it's always difficult playing a full slip of unders because it's just hard, but it worked and it hit. So I'm pretty happy about that. And that kind of made up for the Walker Kessler shit show yesterday. So pretty happy about that. I saw Jim. Jim, I thought about you last night when I was watching that Nuggets game, and I was looking at the box score. And Jokic he almost had a triple double in the first half. So I remember you bringing that up in the stream. But that was probably the quickest triple double alert I've seen in a long time. I mean, he damn near had it in the first two quarters. Difficulties once again with that ATT Wi-Fi, and we're back. Fiber can't get here soon enough. All right, I think we're good. Turds of the day, injury news is done. Let's get this going. Let's start breaking down some player props. I want to build out a 6-pick flex in today's stream. I want to use our plays of the day. I want to throw them in a 6-pick flex or 5-pick flex, whatever works. But I want to throw that in the slip and get that in there using the best of the best plays. Yesterday's plays Yesterday's plays of the day, you guys crushed. Let's recap that real quick because I think everything hit except one. And I'll pull that up real quick, but so plays of the day, what we ended with was Jalen Duren over 13.5 rebounds and assists. He gets that. That was pretty much all rebounds for him. Chet Holmgren goes over first quarter points with 2 threes. Jalen Duren goes over his dunks. Drew Holiday over turnovers. Shane Pinto over 2 shots on goal. Lauri Markkanen did not go over his points, and I don't think Victor Wembanyama went over 3. So he was 0 for 3. Had a massive fantasy point game, though. 10 blocks and steals. And then the other one that we put in there was the Dos Santos. That's not till Saturday, right? Friday. It's not till tonight or Saturday. So if that significant strikes is still on the board at 70.5, which is what we liked yesterday, you can still put that in a slip today. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 NBA plays. We go 5 for 7. You go 5 for 7. That's a pretty strong hit rate. You could have played Duren, Chet, Drew, Shane Pinto. There's your 4-man. Another player 2, you could sweep it. So we're going to look to run it back today. We're going to look to run it back today and build out a 6-pick flex with some of your picks. And you can obviously tell this if you want. I'll throw it in the Discord as I always do. Share all this information with you all over in the Discord so you can go back to it anytime you want. But without further delay, let's get this going, ladies and gentlemen. We got player props to dig into. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Hit that like button on your way in. We are about to dig into some player prop questions, digging into them using the tools over on props.cash. Typically go 3 rounds of player props, so roughly 18 players on the board. Overall, 30 or so player props we'll dig into. So first time on the stream, sit back, relax, throw a question in the chat, participate, engage. Let's go. Let's scroll up, all the way up. What's the first play that we saw on the board? Or what's the first play that somebody put in the chat? This is the first one I saw. Dirty Larry, what is going on? PG-13, rebounds and assists. What do you think? What do you think? I think that we can take a look at it. 13 rebounds and assists. So also, if you're new to the stream or not new to the stream, put in the chat what pick'em site you're playing on, and also the number. So if you like a rebounds and assist prop for Jamal Murray, what is it and where is it? So right now, Paul George not showing 13 anything. So it looks like it's not available on PrizePicks. If it's on the underdog, we could still take a look at it on props.cash. I just can't pull it up on the screen because we can't add it to the board if it's not there. Moving down. Jim wants to take a look at Jakob Poeltl over 8 rebounds today. Toronto versus Atlanta, looking to exploit that front court still without Okongwu. Is Capella back? Is Clint Capella back today? I didn't see him on the injury report. I'm assuming I don't know how serious that injury was. I don't think it was that serious. Correct me if I'm wrong. We got a Vince Williams prop in there. 60 says Vince over PRA. All right, so we got Vince at 12 and we got Vince at 23.5 PRA. Let's put his PRA on the board and then we can take a look at a few different lines for him over on props.cash. Jim says he was shocked to get that Jokic prop yesterday. I mean, 0.5 triple double. Those are always tough. I'm kind of nervous. I don't know if Jokic will ever score 30 points for the rest of the season. I'm being 100% honest. I think I feel like that was like a sucker bet. 0.5 seems like a low number on 30 points. And yeah, he's good enough to score 30 points, but does he have to score 30 points? He can pull a triple double with 10, 10, and 10, 15, 10, and 10, 20, 10, and 10. When will he ever need to score 30 points? It's got to be a super competitive game. Into the fourth quarter, he can't be in foul trouble, and it has to be like a back and forth showdown type of game. Like, he's not going to score 30 against the Spurs unless they keep it close. I'm a little worried about that shit now. I wish I would have put more thought into that, but he doesn't need to score 30. Nick Richards hit for you, Cutler. Drew turnovers, bang. Yep. All right. Denny over first half, or Denny over points and assists at 18.5. Saw the mask. Was going to ask when your next match was. No match. No match. Get the worst. I got the worst right ankle in the history of right ankles. I've rolled that ankle so many times. It hurts when it rains outside. That's how bad it is. Gilbert, what's going on? Says Jamal Murray assists under for PrizePicks. All right. First under of the day. Looking at his assist at 7. His assist lives at 7. When they're at 7.5, it's much more favorable to take the under, but 7 is still a pretty good number to look at. 60 wants to take a look at Damian over assist. Kawhi under first half PRA. Kawhi looked pretty bad yesterday. Points wise, he did all right, but overall, he didn't get close to that RA. What else we got? That's 4 on there. Let's take a look at that Kawhi first half. Looking at the under on this one versus the Grizz. I wonder if he sits this game out. Back-to-back for him. That's 5 on the board. And I want to make sure I got everybody's line in there. All right, let's take a look at that Denny points and assists. That was another guy who fell off. He came off that massive 40-point game. I think he had like 70 fantasy points. And then he kind of just fell off yesterday. I don't know, maybe it was a tough matchup for him personally, like specifically his position, but he just didn't have it. All right, here's what we got. We got Pirtle, Vince Williams, Jamal Murray, Dame, Kawhi, and Denny. So we can take a look at Kawhi and Vince in the same game. And then that's it, right? Yep, that's it. And then everyone else is isolated, solo. All right, pulling up props.cash. If it's your first time on the channel, welcome. Hit that like button on your way in. If it's your first time seeing props.cash in action, I promote it. You can sign up using my promo code, thanks25. You can find all my affiliate information in the descriptions of my content. But I use it too. I'm not just a founder. I'm not just a customer. I use this stuff every day on the stream. So if you ever have any questions about it, not a better way to get familiarized with this than by checking out the live stream and seeing it in action. All right, let's go down to this Clippers game and take a look at Vince Williams' points first. We'll take a look at a few of his props today. So let's start with his points, and since that's the first one that's pulling up. 12 on PrizePicks, 12.5 on a different, pretty much DraftKings and Caesars have the lowest lines at 11.5. PrizePicks is the only pick'em book, whatever you want to call it. That's at 12. The other three are at 12.5. So at 11.5, this thing was booming. 140 odds, 133 odds. At 12.5, you're getting it at kind of coin flip odds on FanDuel. PointsBet has it skewed to the under, and BetMGM heavy juice the under. So at 12, I would feel like this is still in a good spot to gain some positive odds. Let's look at it at 12.5. So flat odds here. Over his last 10 games, he has gone over this line of 12.5 7 times. When we bring this down to 12, it does change the hit rate. Now it goes up to 88% hit rate. You got 2 push games here, and your games over are still there. History against the Clippers. 2 games this season. He scored 5 and he scored 6 points. Struggling against them this season. I'm curious what his minutes were in these games. No projections for him today. That's unfortunate. Sometimes projections aren't available for certain players. Let's look at these minutes. So in both of these games, he played 22, 27 minutes, under 30 in each game. If we take a look at his last 5 games, he's averaging over 35, 36 minutes. So 36 minutes over his last 5 games. You're looking at a difference of 12 minutes here, 13 minutes. If Vince Williams is on the court for his full go today, he'll have plenty of opportunity to hit the over on most of his props. Let's take a look at his PRA. Jaren Jackson's back today too. So I know when a player is out, it's easy to assume that just means instant usage bump for somebody else on the team. But what it could also mean is extended focus for that player. So rather than having to worry about 2 or 3, scorers on a team, if one of them is out, then you have one less scorer for the defense to focus on. Easier to double up on another score. Without Jaren Jackson in, maybe that's not the best thing. Definitely doesn't hurt, but I would assume that it's easy to just focus on him if Jaren Jackson's not in the lineup. I mean, with him in the lineup, it does open things up and adds one more score. But PRA is identical to his points, where in games he has gone over points, he's gone over PRA. In games where he went under or pushed his PRA, he did the same thing with his points. Now his PRA over on PrizePicks is 23.5. We take a look at FanDuel is the only book that has it at 24. So all these other books are behind. So let's pull up BetMGM real quick. 125 to the over, 105 to the under. 9 straight games of over 23.5. Head-to-head games with the Clips. He struggled in these games. He's not playing his minutes in these games. Big difference. Averaging 27 over his last 10, 29 over his last 5, and just 11 in 2 games versus the Clippers. So in games played, these don't count. What are these? So we have 4 games this season played without Jaren Jackson. I was curious if any of those were without, or if any of those were against the Clips. No. All right. Well, it doesn't seem to matter if Jaren Jackson's out because he's scoring points. It looks like the Clippers are just his kryptonite this season, where he's not putting up points against them, not putting up much of a fight against the Clips. If you think that changes today, If you think this is the game where he rights the ship, then you're looking at the over on his 12 points, and you're looking at the over on his PRA, which is one lower than the other books. It's in a good spot to go over. You're getting good game logs here. You're getting good odds because you're getting at a lower line. The only thing that doesn't add up is the games versus the Clippers, where he's just been pretty bad. But I think if he gets his 30 minutes, 35 minutes today, it's kind of hard to see him not producing, because he wasn't getting the minutes against the Clippers the last couple of games, playing less than 26 in each contest. Let us look at Kawhi Leonard's PRA. So this one is at 17 for the first half. Against the Grizz, he's gone over one time this season, under one time this season. Over his last 10 games, he's gone over in just 4 games. Now let's bring this down to 17. It does add one push game in there, so it does improve the odds a little bit, but not by too much. First 5 games of this 10-game log look better than the last 5 games. Really seeing a decline in production. His floor is lower. His floor in these games is 16. His floor in these games is 9. His ceiling in these games is 25. The ceiling in these games is 19. So big swing. 7-point swing, 6-point swing there. Projected for 32.28 PRA. So if you just did the simple math and divided it by 2, that gives you basically 16 PRA. I would love it if you could still find it at 17.5, because that push potential is real. That push potential at 17 is right there on the midline of that PRA, that full game PRA. That 16.5, you know, and you're looking at a 17-point line. It's like so close. 17.5 would be ideal if you can still find it at 17.5. But you can take a shot at this at 17 against the Grizz if you count on James Harden having a better game today. If Paul George gets hot from the field, maybe Kawhi Leonard takes a backseat to them. Maybe he's not as involved in the first half. Maybe this game is out of hand at the end of the second quarter where Kawhi is not needed. You have a lot of different scenarios that can help you out with the under here. That looks really good if you're looking at the under for Kawhi Leonard. All right, let's talk about Jakob Poeltl's rebounds against the Hawks. Looking at 8.5 today. So we know Kongwu is out. Capella is not on this injury report, so I'm assuming he's playing. But still, that does leave who's behind. Is that Bruno Fernando? Bruno Fernando and Capella are your 2 centers today. -138 to the over, 108 to the under. 3 out of his last 5 games, he's gone over this. 9, 11, and 13. Over his last 10 games, 70% hit rate going over this. He's averaging basically 10 over his last 10 and 9 over his last 5 games. 2 games this season, although these were a couple months ago, 13 and 8. He's averaging 10.5, but much different game here. Only 8 rebounds. Gave you the hook. Goes over by 6, 5, 4. Projected today for 9 rebounds versus the Hawks. Hawks giving up a lot of production, especially in that rebound category. Offensive rebounds are really high per game. They're allowing the 24th most in the league. Defensive rebounds, slightly better, but still pretty high number there, 34 per game. All the odds seem to like this over. DraftKings, FanDuel, Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet. Best odds being on DraftKings, best odds being on FanDuel at 138, followed by DraftKings at 135, PointsBet at 130. So this one looks good. 8.5 looks like a solid number. Looks like the books are factoring in no Kongwu today. Pretty high number in terms of his odds. All right, let's take a look at Jamal Murray's assists. We like the under on this one. No, let's look at Dame Lillard's assists. Let's take a look at his over 6 assists today versus the Wolves. Got bumped up from 5.5 to 6. If you got this at 5.5, it's the best line you're going to get all day. 2 games against the Wolves where he gave you 6 and 8, 3 right here. But this is these are all from last season. Not even a buck. These are kind of irrelevant. No need to look at those. Different team, different role, different conference. He is projected for 6 assists today. So that is right at the line of 6. This was bound to get bumped up. Every single book had this at 5.5. PointsBet at 140. DraftKings 135. FanDuel at 136. At some point, this was going to get bumped. So if you got it at 5.5, pretty good line. 6 is still playable, but the push is definitely in play at 6. Now you got to look at how many times has he gone over 6, not gotten you 6. How many times has he gone over 6 in his last 10 games? That's 5 games that he's giving you 7 or more. Now he needs 7 to go over. In his last 5 games, he's giving you 7 or more in just 2 out of those 3. So that one bump makes a big difference for Dame today. All right, let's take a look at Jamal Murray's assist line at 7. Another flat number. This one is coming in at 6.5 and then got bumped up. So I guess people were hammering the over at 6.5. And then the books decided to bump it up to 7. So at 6.5, this is getting, look at this, 140, 142, 140. Every book except FanDuel had this at minus 140 for the over. But even at minus 132, those are still very strong numbers. PrizePicks has it bumped up to 7 now. He's gone over 7 assists in 3 out of his last 5 games. Head-to-head game with the Portland Trailblazers. Back-to-back games. And they played each other, I think the last 2 games of the first half for these 2 teams were just like a rematch. So 10 and 10, back-to-back games, 10 assists against the Trailblazers. 7, 12, 8. Historically plays them very well. But these 2 games are the most important as these were less than 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago? 3. Now, over his last 10 games, he's done that, but then he's also done a little of this over here. He's pushed in 2 games, under in 2 games, over 3, under 2, over 1. So if you think he gets you 6 only, then you definitely take the under on this one. But the odds are so heavy in favor of the 6.5 that this is telling you that it's likely he gets you 7, at minimum of 7. So if you feel like he doesn't get you more than 7, then you would play the under on the line at 7. But in my honest opinion, you could probably find a better assist line out there that doesn't offer a push, that you don't have to sweat so much if you're looking to take the under, because this one is telling you that this is going to get closer to 8 than it is 7. So I'm not too sure about this one. But if you're looking for the over on this one, then everything looks really good because there's a lot of green. History against the Trailblazers is great. 10 and 5 game logs are good. Projection is right at 6. We always talk about projections and odds. If they are conflicting, I typically side with the odds because that's market. That's across the industry. Whereas projections are specific to a site. So projections can vary. If you look at multiple projection sites, you'll see different numbers for the same player. Differences vary with projections. So I would probably take the over at 7, to be honest. All right. Denny Avia. Last play of the first round of player props. All right. So Denny Avia was on fire prior to the All-Star break. He was playing at a really high level. Now, against OKC this season, he does have one game where he's gone over this line. He had 21 points and assists back on January 8th. If we take a look at his last 10 games, I mean, look, going into that Denver game last night, I mean, he had 4 straight games of 26 or more. He had 5 out of his last 6 with 25 or more. It looked like he was really benefiting from Gafford not being there anymore. Rebounds were super strong. Like, this is not a coincidence. Gafford gets shipped out. This is not a coincidence. Kuzma's rebounds have been strong. Like, everybody's rebound numbers improve. He just ran into a brick wall against the Nuggets yesterday. If you think this is the bounce back spot for him at 18.5, then you love this spot. OKC is a good team. It is a difficult matchup. It is another road game for them, but his projection is strong at 26.84 points and rebounds on the season. OKC allowing 26 most rebounds in the league per game and 13th most points. So these are 2 categories that contribute right to his PR. Projection looks good. Odds are across the board exactly the same, so you're not going to find a true edge anywhere else. Probably the best number you're going to see all day. If enough people play it, it'll get bumped up to 19. If you want to take a look at another split, we could look at games over his last 10 on the road. On the road over his last 5. Doesn't really make a difference because Daniel Gafford is still included in a lot of these games. We can't filter him out because he's no longer a member of this team, so I cannot add him or subtract him from the lineup. But it's a good spot. I think it's a good bounce back spot for him. Kind of a sleeper play. Not as good as the Mo Wagner sleeper play, but I think it's a pretty good sleeper play for Denny Avia. All right. So we got the over Pirtle, over Vince Williams, PRA, assuming that his minutes don't get limited today. You could go either way on this one. Again, if you feel like he's going to give you exactly 7, then I don't know. If you feel like Jamal Murray is going to give you exactly 7 assists, I would just play another assist prop. There are way better assist props out there that you can find versus like hoping he just sticks to 7, because the odds at 6.5 were showing you that he's probably going to get you 8. At the worst, he gets you 7 and he pushes. So this one is not as appealing. You could take the over and go with all those data points that we saw for the over. But if you play the under, you're praying that he gives you 7 or less. Damian Lillard over his assists. We didn't look at Dame. All right. Did we look at Damian Lillard? Yeah, we did. We did look at Dame. All right. All right. So everyone's been checked here on the list. We got under Denny Avia. Was it under Denny Avia or over Denny Avia? Over. Under Kawhi. Over Lillard. Coin flip on Jamal Murray. Honestly, I would side with the over on this one, but you could go either way. And then Vince Williams over his PRA, and then Jakob Poeltl over his rebounds. We'll screenshot these. We'll throw them in the Discord, and we'll move on. We'll clear it out. All right. A lot of comments left in the chats. What we got going on? 36 viewers on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in. Means a ton. Adam, what is going on? Good morning to you. finally get to watch me live. Schedule is better today. Appreciate you being here. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, so this is where we left off. Denny over PA. We like that one. Got the assist for Dame, Kawhi, Murray. All right. Real quick, though. Real quick. We always talk about playing on alternate sites. We always talk about making sure that all of your, all of your slips and props aren't from the same, pick 'em site, because it's got to make sure that we are taking advantage of all the lines out there, all the stuff that's available to us. So BetMGM has a very similar offer to what they are offering pre-Super Bowl. So a little bit of a different bet 5, get 150. It's that simple. There's my referral link right there on the screen. If you can play this in your state, if I could play this, I would be playing it right now. I would refer my damn self, but I can't play it in Texas. But if you are not in Texas and if you are in a qualifying state, take advantage of this. Deposit $10, bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets. It's that simple. So free bets for you. If you can take advantage of this, I highly encourage you to take advantage of this. Link is in also the stream description. So this is a great bet. Like I told you, I tried to do it. I tried to lie about my location. Couldn't get it done. I just wanted to see the process. Also wanted to see it, how that looks. And, it got me to the last portion of that process, and they wouldn't let me. Had to allow it to see my location. And they were like, you're a damn liar. You're in Texas. So, hey, if you're in the qualifying state, BetMGM. That's a great offer. When we're on props.cash, also pay attention to the alternate odds. When we look at all the other odds on all the other books, you can see odds for BetMGM. You can see how good those plays are over on BetMGM. You can see how different the lines are, the better odds on BetMGM. If you have access to it, play the same player props over there at a different line to make more money. Just make more money. All right. Promo done. Let's get back on track. 6-0. Do you ever use RotoWire for injury news or or what? Like fantasy, like playing on RotoWire? No, I don't. I didn't know they offer that. I used to use them for injury news and player updates and stuff like that, but DraftKings is so fast with their updates. I just downloaded their app and pull up everything on the DraftKings app. All right. Tyrese Maxey, 4.5. He looked good yesterday. He looked real good yesterday. 4.5 assists. Ooh. Carey, did you get that already? Because he's gone. Oh, Goblin assist. Okay. I was like, damn, that's a low line for his original prop. Yeah, this is very low. We could take a look at this one for sure. I missed one. Chet Holmgren over first half PRA. Cutler said Chet is so nice, playing him twice. Crushed his first quarter points yesterday. All right, first two on the board. If I happen to miss your player prop, throw it back in the chat. I scroll through these pretty quickly, so it's possible I just scroll past yours. Also, I do try to get in player props from everybody, so if you're posting multiple questions, I'm probably going to skip your second or third ones until I get the other ones in. Then we can circle back. throw them back in there. But I just want to make sure everybody's getting at least one question in. Get to answer your question on the stream. See, Big Icy says Brandon Pajemski over 12.5. Oh, we're going first half. We're going first half heavy this slip here. All right. What do we call him in the Discord? Vanilla Pudding? I think that's his nickname. Let's see. Jim, you want to take a look at Paul Rudd's PRA? Hey, we're off to a good start with our Jalen Williams under 1.5 double-double season 2 prop. He had a really good game yesterday. He had 18 points. I think he had, over 26 PRA, something like that. His fantasy score is really good. He just didn't get double digits in any other category. John Collins was oh so close to getting that double-double. What did he have? Like 20 rebounds yesterday and 8 points. And Nick Claxton came close too. They got a lot of games left. We definitely would love to see all those guys get the over on their double-doubles to get the season 2 props going. Getting them going early. What else we got? Jalen Johnson over 18.5 PA. All right. How many damn Jalens are in the damn league? There you go. A lot. We got promo funds, Big Icy. They hit. I was wondering about that. I figured they had to let a lot of this settle because a lot of players were probably using it for Thursday. So once all that settled, there they go. Nice. Very cool. Nice. Ready to give it right back to him? Fuck that. Fuck that. We're going to do our very best to not give this shit right back to him. We're going to do our very best to turn that 92 promo fund dollars into real dollars. Real money. Let's see. Go See Mike says, I'm in... What's SJ? Is that San Jose? I love BetMGM. Love betting NBA because they're very slow on updating live betting app. Yes. PrizePicks, Underdog, a lot of these pick'em sites, that's what they do. So they have to be quick. But these actual books, they're offering more than just like player props. So I think player props kind of get overlooked. So the timing of the adjustments they differ. So if you could take advantage of some of these discrepancies on these books, if you have access to them, you can have a nice day. What's up, Steven? Yeah. Green Ranger. Mel says, I got back-to-back promos. I'm nuking again. I gotta be in it to win it. South Jersey. Okay. I said San Jose. I was like, damn, you're up super early. 2-hour difference. All right, South Jersey. Gotcha. What's good, Damien? Good morning to you. All right, so we got 5 on the board. Let's see. Appreciate that, Go See Mike. I didn't see your first comment. Appreciate that. I will definitely try to keep up the good work. Thank you for being here. Getting me all emotional over here. What did you get at 23, JR? I'm just kind of scrolling back up to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I got it at 23.5. What did I miss? Throw it in the chat again. Throw it in the chat again. I wish they would, Gilbert. I wish they would, so I could take advantage of BetMGM and even DraftKings. DraftKings has great same game parlay, promos. DraftKings Pick6. If you guys can play Pick6, I got a great offer in my description. You can take advantage of that as well. Free bets over there on DraftKings Pick6. Very similar to player props. So check out my description, my video, my links are all in there. Take advantage of that free money. All right, I need one more. Let's throw in JR. I got links for FanDuel. I got links for DraftKings. I got links for BetMGM. I got links for Bet365. I got links. I got so many damn links. I'm building a fucking fence. I'm building a fence with all these damn links. All right, are we back? So yeah, AT&T, but that was actually StreamYard is the software that I use to stream for these, and it literally just went blank. They apologized, something wrong on their end, but we're back. You're damn right, something went wrong on your end. Telling you, what are you gonna do? Just keep going forward. 24.5 points for Trae Young. You got it at 23.5. That's by far the best line. Minus 104 to the over, minus 122 to the under. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Is today an up? Last 10 games. 3 straight, hits the wall, up 40, down 13, up 31, down 20, up 37, down 12. What do you think happens today? You think he gets back up over 25? Over his last 10 games, he has yet to go back-to-back games not hitting his line. Over his last 15 games, Trae Young has not had back-to-back games missing his line. There we go, 30 straight. There we go, 30. Okay, so beginning of the year, he had, where are we at? This is the beginning right here. 4 straight games of missing this particular line. We don't know what his line was at the beginning of the year, but let's assume it was 25, whatever. 4 straight games under, and then he proceeds to go 3 straight, misses. All this, miss 1, back on track, miss 1. So what I'm saying is he's quick to bounce back. If you feel like that is in the cards today versus the Raptors, then you love this 24.5 point prop. If you got it at 23.5, you love it more. His games versus the Raptors, There we go. His games versus the Raptors, he has 3 straight, just getting higher and higher and higher. He's almost to the North Pole. 2 games this season, 35 and 38 points. He has definitely played very well against this Raptors team. Now, both of these games were on the road. All 3 of these games, he plays all the damn games. Oh, there you go. Let's do that over again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do that over again. I had the away slip on, so never mind. That was looking too damn good. I apologize. You get to see it unfold live on the stream. I can't edit any of this out. All right. Overall, games played. Trae Young has gone back-to-back games, missing his line. Okay. It was looking too good. I was like, wait a second. I'll go with it. Last 15 overall. What we can look at, though, is over his last 10 games, he's giving you 25 points. Over his last 15, he's giving you 25 points. And over his last 30, he's giving you 27 points. His head-to-head games versus looks even better. Looks even better. When we take out the away split, look at the games in total. 3 games this season, 2 on the road, 1 at home. 30 or more in all 3 of those games. He's averaging over 30 points against the Raptors over his last 5 games. It's hard to play a line when it gets bumped up. You have to be very specific with your choices, because some players just can't get it done. Some players are built to score and built to exceed expectations. We all know that this is the ugly side of Trae Young. He can do that shit. He can go 1 for 10 from the field and just dish out 30 assists, and that's it. But it seems like against the Raptors, he is scoring. He is looking for his shot, and they're going in. When you take a look at Trae Young's projections, they are only projected for 23. However, when you pull up let's go back to BetMGM at -125 to the over on his 23.5. And these aren't even the best odds. The best odds are over on DraftKings at -135 to the over. So when you factor in this, and then you look at his projection of 23, it doesn't make sense. I'll side with the odds because the odds are across the board, across the industry. Now at 24.5, the odds aren't as good, but the game logs are just as good. The head-to-head matchup is just as good. The matchup remains solid for Trae Young. So if you're going to play it at 24, I think you got enough information there to make a decision. If you got it at 23, it's the best line you'll get from him all day. Jalen Johnson, 18.5 points and assists. Jalen Johnson, 18.5 points and assists. -125 over, +102 under, or -102 to the under, excuse me. Let's look at his last 10 games. Kind of similar to Trae Young's, where he's grouping these games together and then he's missing a few here and there. Now he does have an up down going, except it's the opposite, where he's down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Based off this, he's in line for a down game, but that's not the best way to figure out the next, that's not the best way to project. It is fun to look at that though. When you take a look at his projection today, 19.86, so projected for roughly 20 points and assists today versus the Raptors. PR also looks good. His PRA is in play. You can look to his PR. It's a lot higher than that 8 you're getting it at. That's 7. That's a 7 difference there. Without Kongwu, So without Okongwu this season, there are only 2 games to look at. So without Onyeka Okongwu in the lineup, Jalen Johnson has gone for 37 points and rebounds and 31 points and rebounds. Without Okongwu in the lineup, Jalen Johnson has gone for 28 points and assists and 19 points and assists. Without the double O, he's gone for 24 points, and he's scoring a lot in these games. Now, the matchups are great for him. Toronto does present a better, stronger matchup than these 2 teams, but he's playing very well without Onyeka in there. Damn, that is 2 times in the same stream. 2 times in the same stream, we faded to black. All right. Let's not go for 3. All right, Jalen Johnson assists. So if you're going for points and assists, he's going to get most of it done with his points, but he is able to give you anywhere between, I say, 3 and 5 assists is his range. I think these games are a little high. He's living in that 3 to 5 range. So his points and assists look very good to me. All right, let's go Paul Reed. We're looking at Paul Reed's PRA. This one's sitting at 18.5. Let's look at that last 5 game logs. All these games are played without Joel Embiid. He's putting up very strong numbers, PRA. He's averaging 21 in those games. This is the most accurate picture we can paint right now based off this team's injury news with Embiid out. He's stepping up. He's taking advantage of it. Now the odds aren't the best, -120 to the under. Let's see what BetMGM has it at, -120 to the under, as does DraftKings, and Caesars is giving you the most juice to the under. So game logs look good without Embiid. Now against Cleveland, you can look at all these games, and all these games were played last season. He has 2 games played against the Cavs this season, but it gets more narrow as we split it, because there's only 1 game played this season versus the Cavs without Embiid, and he went for 22. So tough matchup on paper, be damned. The matchups are played on the court. So it doesn't seem to bother the Twin Towers, does not seem to bother Paul Rudd all that much. So I know the odds are ugly, but I think I may have just talked you into taking the over on it, which is not what I'm trying to do. But the odds are the odds. The numbers are the numbers. The game logs are what they are, right? So he's doing all this without Joel Embiid. He's done it again. He's done it against this team before. If you think there are better lines out there for centers, then look for them. but keep this one in your back pocket. Maybe you come back to it if you need an extra play for your flex. Maybe you take a shot on Paul Rudd Reed over 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Let's take a look at Brandon Pajemski. I think we're going to look at his first half PRA. And we got Chet Holmgren's PRA also to look at in the first half. Paris Black, what is going on? Good morning to you. Yo. All right. Pajemski, 12.5 first half PRA. 4 straight games of giving you at least 15 PRA. No games against the Hornets to speak of. That looks real good. Floor is 8. Ceiling is 20. You don't need 20 from him in the first half. You'll be great with 13. Matchup is very good against the Charlotte Hornets. They offer a lot of upside for the opposition. When you take a look at his PRA on the full game front, it's at 23.5. You can round that up to 24. If you split it down the middle, it gives you 12 on the dot. So based off that math, you would not take the over on his PRA. However, what I also like to do is take a look at the second half and see what the difference is. And if a player is front heavy, back heavy, if they're getting more run in the first half, if games are blowing out in the second half and they're not getting full minutes, that also impacts what you see from them in the first half. If you look at his first 10, or if you look at his last 10 games in the first half, he's averaging 12.7 PRA. If we go back to his first half, he's averaging 13.8. 15.6 in the first half over his last 5 compared to 11 in the second half over his last 5. So you can obviously see a big shift in production from first to second half. I feel like the 12.5 is a little low. I really do against this defense. I like that one. All right, let's look at Chetty Chet. Is he on this block? Damn, we should have looked at Maxi's assist while we were looking at Paul Rudd. We'll go back. Let's take a look at Chet. First half PRA is at 13.5, not 14.5. So you're getting it at a lower line. Bring it down to 13.5. It doesn't change his hit rate. This is over his last 5 games. Over his last 10 games. Oh, my bad. Two out of his last 5 games, 3 out of his last 10 games. Now, his head-to-head matchup with the Washington Wizards back in January, he did go for 21 PRA. So that is a green square if you ever saw one. Much better last 5 games than the first 5 games here. There are a lot of players on this team that eat. He's not the first option. Sometimes he's not even the second or third option. And that's the only thing that worries me with taking first half props for him is that if Shea gets hot, or if somebody else starts knocking, if Lou Dort gets hot from 3, Chet might just be a spectator. When you look at his full game PRA, it is projected for just 27. I think that is too low. I think he should be projected closer to like 28, 29. If you think he gets you full, if you think he gets you like 28 PRA, if you do that math, that's 14 down the middle. 14 is more than 13.5. I don't know about this one, to be honest with you. I don't know about his first half PRA. What do y'all think? Are y'all seeing enough here to like the over on this one? you just think it's a smash spot, right? Against the Washington Wizards. Maybe that's all you need to know. Like, oh, they're playing the Wizards. Oh, I'm taking the over. But the other data points aren't really all that good, to be honest. What's his first quarter points? He went for 10 against them last game. Put up 6 yesterday against the Clips. That's a tough one. All right, let's go back to Philly. Let's take a look at Maxi's assists. You're going to look at them at the Goblin level at 4.5. So you're seeing this full game assist prop on other in other books at 5.5, getting really strong odds to go over 5.5 assists. PrizePicks is not putting that out there. They're going to give you the lower line so they can pay you out less, which is what a Goblin is. At 4.5, he's gone over this in 4 straight games. And looking at his last 10, he's gone over this in 70% of those games. And against the Cavs, he's giving you 2 games this season against the Cavs. He's giving you 6 and 9. Yeah, I think that's just, yeah, just throw that one in your slip and move on to another play. That's to me, that's just too low, and that's why it's nerfed, but still a good play. A good safe play. All right. Another 6 up and 6 down. Maxi over Chet. Chet's the only one I'm not like sold on, to be honest with you, but it is a smash spot against the Wizards. So I will leave it at the over. If this were against any other team, I would probably favor the under. But the Wizards, they are fucking wizards. They grant wishes. They make shit happen. They make your dreams come true if you take the over on player props. All right. We like the over on Paul Rudd, Jalen Johnson, and Trae Young. Now, Trae Young's odds at 24.5 weren't the best, but his game logs against the Raptors were strong. The odds at 23.5 were great. He's in a good spot to go over. All right. 29 still on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on your way in, or if you're leaving early, on your way out. I tell you what, let's build out a 6-pick flex. Let's build out a 6-pick flex. Let's throw some plays of the day in there, and let's start building out a 6-pick flex now. Want to make sure. So Flex Friday promo is not on the board yet. No worries. You got to opt into it anyway. So you can build out a flex slip and submit it, and it's not your protected play. You have to opt into that. So let's build out a live stream flex using the brain power of everyone in the chat. Maurice Perkins, what's going on? Got off work early. Nice. That's a good start. It's a good start to your day. All right. Oh, that's a good point, Mike. Just keep in mind that in games like this, Cavs, Sixers, Jared Allen's main competition for rebounds isn't Paul Reed. It's actually Evan Mobley. Same thing, same situation, similar situation in Chicago with Drummond and Vooch. Like when Drummond starts, we talked about how big of a cock blocker he is, and Vucevic just kind of gets the scraps. Drummond ends up with 15 rebounds, and Vooch is sitting there with 6 or 7. Yesterday, Vooch started, obviously, but Drummond did not start, or he didn't get his full minutes, and you saw the difference in production against the Celtics. So Those are some things to pay attention to. Sometimes I don't believe the books bake all that stuff into the odds. That's why it's really important to do some of this research by yourself on your own. It's stuff like that that might be able to help you build out a winning slip. That's a good point. That's a good point, Mike. All right. I'm going to take your players of the day. We're going to throw them on the board. First one that I see is Anthony Edwards over 7 attempts and Kuzma over 3.5 assists. Now, if I can spell, wow. All right. So you say Anthony Edwards over 7 3-point attempts. Kuzma over 3 assists. Now, I'll only take one of these, Cutler, unless we just don't get enough plays of the day in the chat to build out a full slip. Then we'll keep Kuzma in there. But I really would like to grab as many plays of the day from each of you, like one from everybody or something like that. That way we can build out a pretty wide slip. Links, Dubs, good morning. Welcome in. I feel like you've been here before, but maybe I'm wrong. Nonetheless, appreciate you being here. Are dunks up right now? They are. Every time I say dunks or see dunks, I think of the SNL sketch with Casey Affleck, the Dunkin' Donuts sketch. I fucking love dunks. It's one of the best sketches. When I moved to Boston, my friend Steven told me to watch that. It pretty much sums up Boston in 3 minutes. It wasn't lying. It was a lot of it was real. A lot of it was real. Awesome sketch though. Let's see. I got 2 I want you to check out if you got time. Devin Booker over 10.5 rebounds and assists. Karl Anthony Towns over 2.5 assists. Do I got the time? I got time. All right, let's take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' assist at 2.5. One game against Milwaukee this season, 1 assist. Now, over his last 10, he's gone over this in 5 out of 10. Over his last 5, slightly worse odds, just 40% of the time. Odds slightly over, -122. Other books have this at DraftKings, -130. So that was FanDuel odds we were looking at. DraftKings, -135. 123 on Caesars. BetMGM has it at 120, and PointsBet has this at -140. I'm curious if DraftKings and PointsBet bumps this up to 3. Does PrizePicks follow and also bump it up to 3? Those are heavy odds to the. He's only projected for 2 today. Depending on where you're playing this could be real. This could be a big value play, depending on what book you're playing this on. Devin Booker, 10.5 rebounds and assists. I think he's still scoring. I think he's still scoring this morning. This dude went for 35 yesterday. Some players look great coming off the break, like boom, right back into it, didn't skip a beat. Other players just probably forgot they had a job. 10.5 rebounds and assists for Book, -122 to the over. 2 out of his last 5 games. It is encouraging that he has gone for at least double digits in 3 out of 5. Though he hooked, he still got double. Over his last 10, he's still giving you a 40% hit rate. Now, his head-to-head games with the Houston Rockets, 2 out of 3 games. 1 game this year, he did go for 11. It's exactly what you need from him today. He has no projections today, so what the fuck? When we take a look at the other odds across the industry, PointsBet has it at 130. BetMGM, Talk about bet 5, get $150 in bonus bets. You can find this at BetMGM at -135. Aside from DraftKings, BetMGM is offering you the best odds for that over. In terms of it like favoring the over. And then DraftKings, -140. So FanDuel and Caesars are the only two that don't have this in that 130 range. So people are very on board with Devin Booker's rebounds and assists. What's going on, Ruben? Good morning to you. Mike says, I gotta move. You can bet dunks and attempt threes. I'd be in full degenerate mode. Yep. Carrie says, I have an NHL play, Gabriel Velarde, under 2.5 shots on goal. I have one esports play, Nero, under 25.5 map 3 kills. I tell you what, let's pull up Velarde. Let's pull up Velarde, and let's take a look at his shots on goal. So this is getting you, what book is this? All right, so yeah, everything's in favor of the under here. So we're looking at the under. He has 3 straight with 4 or more exactly shots on goal. Now his head-to-head matchup with the Blackhawks does tell a different story, where he's only giving you 2.3 shots on goal. But these odds are really in favor of the under. DraftKings 130, Caesars 137, BetMGM 135, and FanDuel at -122. So looking at his shots on goal over his last 10 games, and then looking at it over his last 7 against the Blackhawks, that's in play. I should be tracking these so I can throw them in the Discord. Under 2.5 shots on goal. Now I can't dig into that Nero play because Props.cash does not have that as a category, but hopefully that changes soon. But I put that in there as a play. I put that in there as your plays of the day, Carrie. Ruben said he had lots of turd trash to throw out. What else we got? What I missed? Mel says, why is David Edwards shooting so many threes? I don't know. Like that Giannis dunks though. The Giannis dunks is strong. What about links? You want to throw let's throw Murray on this board. The other Murray. DeJounte. 3.5. Wait, is it 5? Okay. Oh, I thought I saw 3.5 assists. I was like, what the hell? Let's take a look at this. Let's go back to the NBA. If you're just joining the stream, thank you for being here. I encourage you to get here earlier because we are almost done with this stream. We're trying to build out a 6-pick or a 5-pick flex. This is not a protected play. I'm just going to submit this using your plays of the day. And right now we're trying to pull up Murray's assist at 5.5. He is projected for 5.82, which is closer to 6. -130 to the over, 4 out of his last 5, and then 8 out of his last 10. Head-to-head matchup. Oh, protected play is out. We're not doing that anymore. Did I miss that? Oh, it's out, meaning They added it. Oh, Carrie, you scared the shit out of me. I thought I missed the memo that they weren't doing it anymore. I was like, well, what's this all about? We're just living a lie now. Head-to-head matchup with the Raptors, 3 out of last 5 games, but these two this year, 5 and 9 assists. Odds across the board are really in favor of the over here, no matter where you play it. Good projections, good games against the Raptors. This one looks pretty solid. All right. Yeah. Carrie, I was like, this Friday kind of sucks now. Nah, still Good Friday. Color, what do you want to look at? You want to look at Brooks' first half fantasy as which one do you want to put in this slip? You want to put in PG over 21 points? I gotta be honest with you, man. PG gives me the heebie-jeebies. Anytime I pick him, man, I'm just like, this dude is gonna go 1 for 10 from 3, and then get a migraine at halftime and sit out the rest of the game. If you're a Paul George fan, I'm sorry, I'm shitting on your player, but I'm a much bigger fan of his podcast than I am of his game these days. Paul George against Memphis, obviously, matchup is great this season. 3 games, 23 plus in each game. Over his last 10 games, I typically play Paul George when he does this. Never catch him when he does this. But 2 out of his last 8, 2 out of his last 10, and 2 out of his last 5. So 20%, 40%. He is projected for 24 points. Going to have a really good projection today because the matchup against Memphis is favorable. The odds, you can see his odds here on FanDuel. You can see his odds here on DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM. None of these odds scream like take the over. They're not the worst odds. They're more like a coin flip, where FanDuel is giving you slight juice to the under. DraftKings is giving you slight juice to the over. Caesars, BetMGM, and PointsBet all pretty flat here. So aside from the projections and the history versus the Memphis Grizzlies, there are a lot of data points saying that this is an under. For me personally, I just always seem to play Paul George when he has a very bad game. So that's just been my personal experience of putting him in my slips. I blame myself more than him just because I'm just picking him on the wrong days. So Cutler last 10, ew. Let's look at Brook Lopez first half. Let's look at Brook Lopez first half. PRA. Ew. Where did I see that? Brook Lopez first half. It's up there. I know you put it up there. I was just trying to see if I can pull it up on the screen. All right, Brook Lopez first half. PRA. There it is. All right. 9.5. If that's what it is on PrizePicks, gone over this in 8 out of 10 games. Now, if Paul George had game logs like this at 21 with the history versus the Grizz, I'd be like, oh, that looks pretty solid. All right, so this is looking pretty good. Last 10, last 5, obviously are going to look good as well. 3 out of his last 5. Head-to-head against the Timberwolves. 15-9. This game is this season. Playing 17 minutes in that last game. I would assume his minutes are going to be strong in this game because they'll need him on the floor to match front court size. Projected for 20 PRA today. So if you take his PRA divided by 2, that's 10 PRA per half, which is what he needs to get over this line. So you're not really getting a value on his first half PRA, but you're not actually, you're playing it at a decent line. If it were 10.5, 11 and a half, I think that'd be a little too high based off his full game projection. But I think this is where you would like to see it at 9.5. 10 is fine. He can pop off. But Brook Lopez can do this on points alone. Yeah, I don't mind that one. What else here? Jalen, what's going on, man? Good morning. Cat under 2.5 assists. All these juicy props have been super rigged this week. That's a good point. We just looked at his assist, 2.5. Kerry likes the over 2.5 assists. This is why we break them down. You get to listen and read other people's views and opinions, and it does definitely add value to the props. Link says, this is my flex. DeJounte over 5 assists. Vince W. I thought Vince Wilfork at first. Vince Williams over 17.5 points and assists. Scotty Barnes over 8 rebounds. Anthony, why am I reading this? Let me just show y'all. There you go. Bang. All right. Edwards over 3-pointers attempted. Kuzma 3.5 assists. I love this dunks prop. DeJounte Murray 5.5 assists. Is there any one from the previous rounds of player props that we talked about that you want to throw in there? What about the diversify your slip? Okay, so throw an NHL play in there. Cutler wants to take a look at Austin Reeves over turnovers. Let's look at that real quick. I'm good with throwing this. I'm good with throwing a $5 on this one, throwing that in as a chat build. And I'll definitely post my slips in the Discord. So if you aren't in the Discord, link is in the stream description below. If you're watching this on YouTube. But picks, breakdowns, slips, all that can be found in the Discord. All right, Reeves over his last 5 games, averaging 2 turnovers over his last 10. Basically averaging 2 turnovers in those games. High upside of 5 turnovers per game, has a floor of 0, but he's in or around at 2 in most games. Head-to-head against the Spurs, it's possible AD sits in this game. If the ball's in Reeves' hands more, obviously that increases his opportunity to turn it over. Turnovers for Reeves are projected at 1.86, so that's closer to 2. Pretty even odds across the board, so not getting any juice, any heavy juice to either side. I like that. I like that Reeves play. Jalen You hit your 4-pick flex for 920 last night on 4 unders. Nice. Congrats. Congratulations. That's dope. Now turn that 920 into, what are you going to turn it into? 2,000, 3,000? Yeah, man, way to go. Andrew Ha, what's up? Good morning. Welcome in. Yeah, we'll take a look at Karl Anthony Towns' rebounds and assists for you. Liking the under on this one. So we're getting a lot of unders for him. Under assists, under rebounds and assists. Kerry does like the over on his assists, though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight games of under his rebounds and assists at 10.5. If you're finding it at 10.5, this looks good. Last season had a game against the Bucks, goes well over, but this season goes well under. He is projected for 8 rebounds and assists. In terms of his odds, FanDuel, DraftKings, Caesars is giving you, Caesars and PointsBet giving you the more like even split with the odds. But BetMGM and DraftKings have this at -130 to the under, and FanDuel at -120. So depending on where you're playing this, all of them really pointing to the under on this one. So if you're looking to take the under, you have a lot of data points there that will support that. All right. Here's what we're going to roll with. Anthony Edwards over 7 3-point attempted. Kuzma over 3.5 assists. Giannis over 2.5 dunks. Murray over 5.5 assists. Velarde under 2.5 shots on goal. And we got Austin Reeves over 1.5 turnovers. $5 on this slip. I'll share it in the Discord, but you see it live, so you can obviously just look at the plays and tail. But if you want the link, I'll throw that in the Discord along with all the other screenshots that we took today from our stream. So if you're new to the stream or if you're unfamiliar, every player prop that we break down on props.cash, we screenshot them, throw them in the Discord so that way you can reference them anytime you want. And then throughout the day, I'll be sharing my picks and slips. And by the end of the day, you have a pretty good amount of information there in the Discord, not just from me, but from everyone in there who participates. So getting a lot of info in there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to bring our Player Prop Talk stream to an end. 44 of you still on the stream. Appreciate y'all being here. It means a ton. Hit that like button on your way out. If you did not hit that like button on your way in, consider subbing up to the channel. That's another way you can help us grow here. Sharing the video, sharing anything from the channel also helps. You just being here helps. Viewers help. So appreciate y'all being here. As always, hit me up in the Discord if you have any questions. If you want to chop it up, the offer is always open to you all. As I always say, best of luck to you all. I don't care what player props you roll with. I hope they all respect the damn coin. We'll be back Monday morning. No live stream Sundays and Saturdays. Live stream back on track Monday morning, 9 a.m. Make sure you got your notifications set so you don't miss it. We'll be back with more player props, hopefully some profits to share, some winning slips to share. But that's it. Best of luck to you all again. I'll see everybody Monday morning. I'll let the beat bump a little bit for you all. And until we meet again on Monday morning, Chavez is out.